Mr. Speaker, it was 1978, notwithstanding that I grew up in the town where he was raising his family when I first met Brendan Byrne. It wasn't even in West Orange. I was an intern with Congressman Joe Minish in Washington in 1978, and there was Brendan. And I'll never forget that moment as a man that just was larger than life, but yet humble. And as I told him many years later, to me it was like meeting Mickey Mantle, which he loved because he was such an avid Yankee fan. I thought about how old I was. I was 19 years of age, and thought about where he was with his life at age 19. Because like many men of the greatest generation, he joined the Army Air Corps, and he became a navigator, the youngest navigator in the United States Army, in the Air Corps. Flew over 50 combat missions, was decorated for valor, and was really just an amazing war hero. Now, Brendan came from an average family. His dad was elected police commissioner again in the town that I was privileged to be mayor in. Yet he came back and used that GI Bill to gain an education from one of the finest institutions in the country, Princeton University, and he followed that up with receiving a law degree from Harvard. Taking that law degree, he went into public service, worked for Governor Minor in the counsel's office, and then from there, right to Essex County prosecutor. I'm sure many of you know the story, but literally a federal wiretape caught members of organized crime saying, hey, that Brendan Byrne, he's a Boy Scout. He's somebody you can't buy. And it was with that reputation, at a time when our state needed the most, that he was elected our governor and served 2 terms. You know, I spoke to him a lot, and I said, what did you remember about those 8 years? What was important? And it's ironic on a day when maybe we'll get through 100 bills today. He said, you know what, John, everything's white noise to me, but there's 4 things I remember. One was the intestinal fortitude, the courage that it took to conform with what the courts were saying and to put a state income tax into play. And all of us, regardless of where we feel, can understand where we would be today with school funding, as challenged as that is, without that state income tax. Governor Byrne was incredibly proud of that million-acre tract going over 7 counties known as the Pinelands, and taking an area where they were going to build a jet port and model cities of the future, and instead took 22% of the land in New Jersey and has preserved it now and forever. Governor Byrne thought a lot about the casinos. He remembered the day that he cut the ribbon at resorts in 1978 and said, hey, organized crime, you stay out. And you know what, AC, as we stand today, has its issues which we're all capably together will meet to bring it back to its grandeur. But just think of the multiple millions, if not billions of dollars of income and revenue and wealth and jobs that came to our state based on that effort. And lastly, he talked a lot about the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority. And not only in the sense of, again, the jobs and revenue that brought to our state, but a time, as we can remember, when it was pretty cool to have the Giants and the Jets, the Devils and the Nets come on this side of the river and recognize a point in time when the pride in our state grew based out of that entity that he put together. Now, he's got a lot of great lines that we all know, but my favorite related to the Brendan Byrne Arena when Governor Whitman, who blames her for the revenue, changed the name to Continental, and he said, hey, I was immortal for 15 years. He was a great wit, his charm, wisdom. He was a confidant to every governor who succeeded him, regardless of party. His close personal relationship with Governor Kane is legendary and a lesson for all of us. It's a joy to his family and his friends, of one of which I consider myself proud to have been. So please join me in a moment of reflection to an American icon, to a New Jersey legend. God bless Governor Byrne.